Hair, makeup. It's the last dress rehearsal before the Monarchs begin a brand new basketball season. I'm Ted Alexander with Dennis Wolf. The exhibition game against Hampton. One more time before you play for keeps to see what you got and what you got to work on.
And I think we were able to see a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, and at the end of the day, give the coaches something to go back to the drawing board with.
The score that no one will remember ever is 82-79. Hampton defeats Old Dominion. What should we remember? What do we need to remember about this exhibition?
Good depth. Some guys having, some really good moments, and as Coach said, some things collectively that they'd like to do better. So I think as, they focus in, we're going to remember that the team has talent and, and played without two of their top, 9 guys. And I think that, you add them to the mix, it'll be an interesting group.
What do you think the Monarchs gained from this experience here this evening? Because a lot of guys came out and were a little crazed, going a little bit too fast for conditions, and you think they'd learn from that?
Well, and those were veteran guys. I think, particularly in Jordan Battle's case, he's from Virginia Beach. He's a good player. He's a great kid. I've watched 3 or 4 or 5 practices. He's been terrific in every practice. He so badly wanted to have a good first showing that he just couldn't get out of his own way. So hopefully that's out of his system, and, come the game against Miami, he'll be back to playing the way he normally does.
Monarchs trailed by as many as 13 in each the first and the second halves, but the crowd helped get them back into it. An exhibition crowd was rocking and rolling here today.
Well, and they had a number of guys make plays in the second half, and they drove the ball into the lane, they collapsed the defense, and they kicked it out and got some open threes, and they came all the way back to where they made it a one-possession game for 2 or 3 possessions. So credit them for that, and I said it during the game, and I believe it. I don't think, a third of what their whole offensive package and maybe even their defensive package was shown today, because they don't want to tip their hand for the Miami game.
Enough of the preseason stuff. It's time to play for keeps. Monday, November 3rd, Old Dominion at Miami of Ohio in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. The 25-26 campaign begins for keeps. For Dennis Wolf, I'm Ted Alexander for Monarch Media.